Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope all is well. It's your boy Abdul Hassan. I'm back here on the video, and I got a special one for you guys. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to be able to finesse the credit bureaus out of an 800 credit score. Now I know it sounds really impossible, and a lot of people want to get to that 800 credit score, but I'm going to show you guys how to actually be able to do it. Make sure you guys stick around to the end of the video, because I'm going to be sharing with you guys a special bonus tip on how you're able to get any item removed off your credit report, even if it hasn't came off before. If it's a repossession, collection, charge off, late payment, even a bankruptcy, it doesn't matter, we'll be able to get it off. So let's go ahead and get after it right now. Now the first thing that we really have to realize, right, is that our credit score ultimately does not matter, right? So the credit score ranges anywhere from 300 to 850, right? And that's based off of the FICO scoring model, which is used by 90% of lenders, right? So basically, with that being said, most people don't really understand that your credit score is just kind of like a show thing, right? It's not really that important, because at the end of the day, whenever you apply for a credit account, auto loan, mortgage, whatever it may be, they're not looking at your credit score, right? They really don't care about your credit score at all, because they truly understand that your credit score can fluctuate time from time, right? But what's on your credit report is actually what matters, right? They want to be able to see all those different accounts that you were able to pay off and not have any negative items or anything like that. And mainly this video, I'm going to be showing you guys, if you don't have any negative items, it's going to be a great video for you guys. Later in this video, I'll also show you guys how to remove any negative items if you do have it. Now, just because you guys have any negative items on your credit report does not necessarily mean that you guys can get an 800 credit score. It's just the fact that we're going to have to remove those accounts first. And the reason we're able to get items removed from the credit report a lot faster with our clients is basically due to the fact that we're doing both, right? We're disputing accounts and also we're adding positive accounts at the same time, right? So some good positive accounts that you guys can add, right, are, first of all, add primary accounts, right? Primary accounts are installment loans, right? They're basically any account as far as auto loans, mortgages, any loans, any secured loans. Those are really great accounts to put on there, especially when you get those higher limits, because of the fact that it's a loan with over a long period of time, and lenders love to see that you've been able to pay off a loan quickly, right? That was originally, like, say 60 months, right? So if you're able to go ahead and pay it off really quickly, it really looks really nice for your credit report. It also instills a lot more trust in the lender to go ahead and approve your account or application that you're applying for, right? So I would basically go ahead and even go to, say, Self, right? Self is like a secured loan type of thing, where basically you go ahead and pay every month, and then at the end of it, right, basically you will go ahead and get a check sent back out to you. So it's almost like a secured loan. Now I do recommend a secured loan compared to a secure credit card, just due to the fact that secure credit cards are, it's going to kind of shoot yourself in the foot, because if you can only afford to put up, say, $500, right, for your secure credit card, then if you want to get a higher limit, they're not going to likely give you that higher limit right off the bat. You'd have to wait and kind of build up that 500 a little bit more, so it just take a little bit longer. So, but on the other hand, if you do secured loans, it won't really count against you, because they're more likely going to give you a credit card opposed to a loan in the beginning, right? Just because loans are going to have lower interest rates and they're going to be a lot harder to get. So with that being said, you guys can also add rental history. This is a really great way to add age to your overall credit report, right? Is due to the fact that you guys can add previous rental history, right? So if you guys have ever rented before and haven't got a reporter on your credit, so there's actually websites such as BoomPay, Rental Karma, Rent Reporters, and Rent Track that go ahead and actually report your rent, and they'll actually backdate your rent 24 months of positive payment history. That's a really great way. You guys can definitely double up. That's what I recommend, even triple up. Now the next type of account that you guys can add is going to be auto loans, right? I highly recommend that you guys go ahead and get an auto loan, just because it's really good for your credit report and it really looks nice. Just you being able to handle a monthly payment consistently over time with a loan that's a good amount, right? It's a really great way to build up your credit report and also instill a lot more trust for other lenders whenever you do apply for other credit. Now you guys can go on a website such as Swap-A-Lease, which really is going to be a lot easier to get approved, right? And if you guys really want to boost up your credit score really fast, right, another item that I recommend is that you guys go ahead and actually switch out cars every 6 months, right? Every 6 to 8 months. That's basically when positive payment history starts. So after you guys make 6 on-time payments, it looks really good, and you guys can go ahead and switch out that car, trade it in, and then possibly get a new car that's a little bit higher. This allows you to open up to more doors of funding, because once you guys start opening up all this funding, then you guys can really open up the doors to, say, running business plays, being able to be your own boss, fire your own boss, right? Because at the end of the day, like, your boss is not going to care about your family, right? You guys are the only ones who are going to be able to care about your family, right? And so, like, basically with that, you know what I mean, you guys can basically go ahead and also just go ahead and just keep building it out, right? In order to get like a really great score or great credit report such as an 800, you definitely need as much positive accounts as possible with good amount of limits, right? One of my mentors, he actually has an 850, and all he really did was, like, basically he did the Navy Federal secured loans, right? All he would do is put up $25 $25,000, $50,000, $100,000, right? And he would go ahead and just get $100,000 liquid, possibly get it from business credit cards, liquidate those, right? And then basically he would do it legally, so don't worry about all that. I don't want YouTube to cut me off. But anyways though, he would get all those cards, business cards, because it wouldn't report to his personal, and then liquidate those cards, have those turn into cash, and go ahead and deposit the money to Navy Federal, so it looks like he's investing into the bank when indeed he's really not, right? And so by just doing that, and just because of the fact that he did it only with one bank, it doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't matter if you only had one bank. Like, lenders aren't going to be able to tell. Lenders don't really care. They just want to know that you've been able to have those accounts on your report, right? So most of these banks are really like kind of in bed with each other, right? So as long as they see another reputable bank or business, right, has went ahead and invested in you, such as like if you're applying for a Chase account, right? If they go see Bank of America has already given you some money, right? They're a lot more likely to go ahead and give you money due to the fact that they kind of trust Bank of America's guidelines and policies. So they're like, hey, if Bank of America approved him, then basically he should be able to, you know what I mean, be approved with us as well. Because you have to think of it like this, right? All these different banks, they're all trying to earn your business, right? All banks really do is invest your money for you. So the more money that you guys go ahead and put up with them, the more capital, the more spending that you do, the more money that they go ahead and get, right? And so other banks, they don't want you to go ahead and go to a lot of different banks. So never think that you need one bank, but at the same time, never just kind of like scam a bank or finesse a bank for any reason, like, because it's going to make it a lot harder to get approved for other banks, because they'll go ahead and see that, and there's these secondary bureaus that actually collect all your information. So what they'll look at, right, they'll go ahead and screen your application beforehand, and if they see that you defaulted on, say, a credit card or did any fraudulent activity on another bank, right, they're gonna go ahead and block you out, right, and go ahead and make sure that you don't really get approved with any other bank, right? And so that's just definitely one way. And basically after this, I just wanted to share something with the kids, right? Like, if you're like 18, 17, like, this is the information that I wish I knew, right? What I would do if I was you guys, right, is basically just go ahead and work a job, right, rack up like 10 bands, 20 bands, right? Trust me, like, you guys can, $10,000 is nothing. Like, when you guys get like your first $10,000, especially when I got my first $10,000, I thought it was a lot, but you know, it's just kind of money, it's relative, right? You never think that you have enough, right? Because every time you get money, somebody else is trying to take it from you. So you always have to make sure that you have more than enough, just in case, just for any rainy days or anything like that. In the meantime, while I'm saving up that money and going and working, right, I'm also learning about credit. I'm learning about how banking works. I'm learning about fractional reserve banking. I'm learning about the credit ecosystem, the credit reporting, how it works, how to be able to dispute items, right? Then I'm also basically going ahead and asking any friends, family, or any just kind of like relatives or anything like that if they can be able to put you on a trade line, say one of their credit card accounts, so that history that they have is going to be reported on your credit report. And I would just tell them like, hey, I don't even want the credit card, I don't want to spend any money on your credit card, I just would like the history, because if you know what to do with the history is a lot better than just having money to spend, because you're going to have to pay that money back. So you want to be able to use it to be able to leverage it to build your credit report, instead of kind of just be another consumer. Because at the end of the day, I want you guys, and I started this channel because I want people to be self-sufficient and self-reliant, right? I want them to be able to know how to be financially literate and know exactly how to be able to, you know what I mean, kind of be self-reliant without depending on anybody, and using credit to be that lifeline so they can be able to invest into any business that they want, right? And so that's what I would do. After that, I would just go ahead and get secured loans with Navy Federal or anybody like that, and then just keep going and doing secured credit cards as well. Try to put up as much money as possible and just rinse and repeating until I have about 10 positive accounts. After that, I would just go ahead and apply for credit cards, get funding, leave those credit cards there, because one thing that most people really don't understand, right, is that you don't really want to be able to use all of your personal credit. You want to kind of protect your personal credit, right? The whole play, right, is to be able to have good personal credit so we can go ahead and get business credit, right? Because if they go ahead and give you guys $5,000, $10,000 on the personal side, just imagine how much they would give you on the business. It's more than likely 2 times that, right? Or even 3 times that. And don't worry, guys, I'll make sure to do an in-depth video of how business credit works in a whole series. So don't worry if you guys missed this, but it's just a little bit of game. And I really wanted to show you guys, if you guys follow these steps, I guarantee you guys you'll be able to have an 800 credit score. It just takes time. Just keep adding those positive accounts, remove any negative accounts, and just dispute those items, right? Go ahead and dispute them with the credit bureaus. Send it out certified mail to the letters. If you guys sign up for my newsletter, I'll go ahead and send you guys out the same dispute letters that I actually send out to the credit bureaus. And one last tip, like I promised, right, because I know that you guys stuck around to the end of this video. So basically, when we're going ahead and disputing items, right, there's something called secondary bureaus. Most people really don't know this. It's kind of like the big brother, right? They're all in the back end. They're the actual companies that are verifying all this information as far as verifying your dispute is accurate or inaccurate, right? And if they verify it as accurate, then it stays on the report. Inaccurate means it has to be removed. So one really great tip that I would give you guys is, please just keep this between us, right? Is that if you guys say you want to dispute with Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, whatever that may be, right? Go ahead and dispute with these secondary bureaus first. So these secondary bureaus are companies like LexisNexis, CoreLogic, Innovis, SageStream, LCI. So these are all companies that verify all of your information. So before you guys even dispute with Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, go ahead and dispute all of those accounts on those, because if they don't have that information to go ahead and verify it whenever the credit bureaus reach out, then basically with that being said, then they won't even have any information to go ahead and verify it with. So it automatically will come off and your disputes will go a lot smoother and the process will be a lot easier, and you really won't have to dispute multiple times. But I hope this video was helpful. Again, do me a big favor, guys, if you guys can make sure to subscribe and tap the notifications below. This is the hardest YouTube channel out there on financial literacy. My name is Abdul Hassan, and again, share this with 5 friends so you guys can make sure to grow together. And if you guys like the video, subscribe, comment, like. Let's go crazy.